Come with me as we watch victorious girl star in a mediocre movie, while her rival is thriving on Wicked.
Grande is that she sings everything.
We all sing.
A woman named Grace, wearing a Lorax outfit, waits in front of the apartment elevator when Alex stands beside her. Grace assumes he's new, and Alex tells her he just moved in on the 11th floor. The two introduce themselves to each other, and Grace says they'll be next-door neighbors. Inside the elevator, Grace looks at the newspaper and frowns at another missing person case within the neighborhood. She mentions that cops think there may be a serial killer in the area. Suddenly, the elevator stops and electricity shuts off. Grace assures him it happens often and shows him what to do. In Grace's apartment, she tells her roommate Aria about the new guy moving in. They hang out at Alex's place, where he tells the girls the accident that made him stop professional football. Grace asks if he misses it, but Alex truthfully says he doesn't, while Aria observes him with a certain look in her eyes. That's the look of her pussy purring. In the hallway, Alex sees a group of freak shows, including an Oompa Loompa. The next day, Aria introduces Alex to Manny, one of the staff at the apartment complex. Aria says that Manny has been playing detective and trying to figure out the cases of the missing girls. Alex mentions Mr. Evers, his neighbor right across his apartment. Manny says that Mr. Evers often has parties and gets loud, but suddenly things get quiet afterwards. While Aria walks Alex around the building, he asks if Mr. Evers had ever made a move on Aria or Grace. Aria tells him they used to talk, but Mr. Evers was just too weird to keep some kind of friendship, says the goth chick. Aria then takes him to the rooftop, where Alex notices a scar on her forehead, looking like Harry Potter. Aria tries to brush it off, then Alex leans in for a kiss. Aria moves away and apologizes, saying she's still moving on from things with her ex. After the tour with Aria, Alex bumps into Grace, and the two get into the elevator. Just as the doors are closing, a woman tells them to wait. Grace and Alex stand awkwardly as Mr. Evers enters with a blonde woman who clearly doesn't know how to keep her hands to herself. Damn, Mr. Evers got to be loaded to get girls and look like a raisin. Alex walks Grace to her apartment, where Aria is waiting, and the three watch as Mr. Evers gets freaky and pushes the woman into his room. In the middle of the night, a sudden blood-curdling scream is heard. Maybe someone screamed without the S. Alex makes his way over to the girl's apartment to discuss what's happening, and they continue to hear thumping noises from Mr. Evers' place. Alex finds Mr. Evers in the laundry room and sees him cleaning out the incinerator. Alex tries to make small talk, but Mr. Evers quickly makes his way out. Alex tells the girls that he thinks Mr. Evers killed the woman and tossed her into the incinerator, but they think it's far-fetched. Alex shows them a crack in the wall and knocks on it, revealing an echoed sound. He explains that it used to be a laundry chute before things got renovated, saying he has a similar mark in his wall. Alex believes that Mr. Evers also has the old chute in his place and uses it to drop the bodies down and burn them. He adds that he never saw the woman leave Mr. Evers' place, as he was intently keeping an eye on things. Aria assures him that Mr. Evers isn't a serial killer, despite how weird he is. Of course, the fellow weirdo vouches for him. Alex looks through the peephole of his door to watch the cops visit Mr. Evers' place, but nothing happens. When Grace looks through the peephole, she suddenly gasps and backs up. Alex looks again and sees Mr. Evers looking straight at his door, wagging his finger. The next day, Alex tells Grace he plans to enter Mr. Evers' place by going through a crawl space in the ceiling. Black people would have mind they own business. He reveals that Manny let him look at the blueprint of the old building. Grace tells him he's out of his mind, but Alex tries convincing her that it'll be fun. Ah yes, get both of you killed. Grace gives in to Alex's plan and watches him climb into the ceiling, despite being claustrophobic. While Alex explores Mr. Evers' apartment, Grace keeps a lookout in the lobby. In Mr. Evers' closet, Alex finds a creepy mannequin with skulls and pictures of women. Yeah, I'd nope the F out of there. Meanwhile, Manny talks with Grace in the lobby and mentions that Mr. Evers is going on a trip for the weekend. Coincidentally, Mr. Evers returns from walking his dog, and Grace rushes to the elevator. She tries to contact Alex, but it goes to voicemail. Alex finds the chute in Mr. Evers' bedroom, as well as a hidden compartment full of cash. As he inspects the hidden money, he hears Mr. Evers enter. Alex quickly enters the chute and slides his way down. When he reaches the bottom, he tries opening the compartment, but he's locked in. Mr. Evers tries looking down the chute after his dog keeps barking at it, but it's too dark to see anything. After throwing a baseball down and confirming no one's there, he closes the chute. Alex calls Grace, and she frees him from the chute. They discuss what Alex discovered, and Alex believes that Mr. Evers brings his dates back to his apartment to kill them. Grace comes to the realization that Alex managed to sneak into a serial killer's home and come back out alive. She gets closer to Alex and kisses him, saying she wants to enter Mr. Evers' home and film everything inside. She also wants Alex to enter her. The two start getting steamy together while Mr. Evers investigates the laundry chute. He notices the baseball on the ground, confirming his suspicions that someone was present last night. On the rooftop, Grace and Alex reveal their plans to Aria, who's completely against it and doesn't support them. After swapping mayonnaise, Grace explains to Alex that Aria jogs at the rooftop for hours in the dark. She reveals that Aria's ex David got drunk and gruesomely harmed Aria, traumatizing her. The next day, Grace and Alex make their way into Mr. Evers' apartment after convincing Aria to let them go. Grace starts recording, but the noises they make alerts Mr. Evers' dog, who escapes Manny's office. Aria keeps an eye on the peephole, but gets a phone call and misses Mr. Evers walking in the hallway. Girl had one job. While Grace films Alex acting stupid, the door suddenly opens and Mr. Evers enters with his dog. Grace drops her phone, and Mr. Evers commands his dog to go after them. While the dog attacks Alex, Mr. Evers grabs a cleaver and approaches Grace. He pierces his finger and coats her with his blood. We don't kink shame, but this too freaky. Alex stabs the doggo. Before Evers can attack her, Aria whacks him on the head. Mr. Evers stands up to go after her, but Aria swings the cleaver to his neck. The three sit and stare at the dead body while Grace is hysterical. She grabs her phone to call the police, but Aria stops her. They discuss what to do and begin cleaning up the crime scene. In the middle of cleaning, a detective named Polk suddenly knocks on the door, asking to speak with Mr. Evers. Polk asks the janitor for the key, but is told to look for Manny. Polk leaves, giving them time to clean and hide the body in the chute. Just as Polk and Manny enter the apartment, Alex and Aria manage to get inside the vent, but Grace doesn't make it in time. Polk questions Manny about a missing woman, but Manny doesn't know anything. After Polk leaves, the group looks at their newfound riches. Grace checks the laundry chute and informs the others that the blood is leaking. Alex and Aria pour litter into the chute and drop Mr. Evers' body, then places the body bag into the incinerator. The next day, Grace is about to enter her apartment when she sees the blonde woman strut down the hallway and knock on Mr. Evers' door. Grace looks shocked and anxious, unable to keep her eyes off the woman. She enters her apartment and panics, but the woman knocks on her door shortly after. Grace answers the door, and the woman asks her if she knows Mr. Evers. Grace replies she hasn't and tries to be calm about the situation. The woman makes herself known as Tovia and tells Grace to inform Mr. Evers that she dropped by and will be back soon. When Tovia leaves, Grace rushes to the toilet to vomit. Later, she angrily tells Alex and Aria that the blonde is still alive and wasn't killed by Mr. Evers. The three get into an argument, leaving Aria to leave upset. At night, Aria does jogging exercises on the rooftop while Alex and Grace get busy having exercise in bed. After their cardio, Grace talks about Aria's backstory with her ex. She reveals that David was abusive towards Aria, and one day he ended his life. Aria still mourns about it and hasn't moved on, the regret eating at her. Grace returns to her apartment and sees Aria erasing the videos from Grace's phone. The phone rings and Alex invites them out for drinks. They discuss their next plans in the parking lot, with Alex explaining they need to act normal and perhaps leave the country for a bit. They bump into a blonde man named Claude who asks if they want to play, and the three get weirded out. Tovia appears behind them and assumes that something went down and they ended up killing Mr. Evers. She explains that Mr. Evers was very meticulous on communication, and if he couldn't be reachable, then something has happened. Tovia guesses that Aria was the one who did it and says it's understandable since Mr. Evers was demented. However, Tovia tells them that Mr. Evers was very beneficial to them and they want the valuables from his apartment. She reveals that opening his front door activates the cameras in his apartment through a trap wire, so anyone entering through the door is caught on camera. And as the trap gets reactivated when anyone exits, the cameras turn off. Tovia wants to know how to get into Mr. Evers' apartment without entering the front door. Alex tries to play it off and acts innocent, but it doesn't work on the two. Tovia and Claude leave, and Alex tells the others they have to find the hard drive. Grace says they need to call the cops, while Aria thinks they should give them the money. Suddenly, Tovia and Claude jump them and ask where the money is, shooting Grace in the process. Damn, I didn't think Victoria Justice would die. Alex and Aria's lives are momentarily spared after other people find them in the parking lot. The police soon cover the area while Alex and Aria are left devastated and traumatized. Polk questions Aria, who claims the incident to be a carjacking that went bad. Polk shows her pictures of Tovia, Mr. Evers, and Claude. Aria claims to not know Tovia and Claude, but tells Polk that Mr. Evers is her next-door neighbor. Polk tells her he'll question everyone in the building if they've seen her with the blonde duo, but Aria just keeps on capping. Polk informs her about the crimes the trio committed 6 months ago, like stealing artwork from the museum and committing mass murder. Poke says he has officers watching the building and leaves. Later on the rooftop, Alex consoles Arya about Grace's death and asks how they'll move on from it. Arya gets upset by Alex's lack of empathy and says he only cares about the money. Arya says she hid the money but refuses to tell Alex. Alex agrees that he wants the money but hopes they can trade their lives for it. The two form a plan to deal with the hard drive, money, and stolen artwork. When Alex asks about the money again, Arya reveals that it's back in Mr. Evers' apartment, which was Grace's idea. Arya prepares to enter Mr. Evers' apartment while Alex sneaks at the back of the building to get Arya's car. He deactivates the alarm and opens the door, but he's immediately tased by Claude disguised as a cop. They're aware that Alex has keys to Arya's place and forces him to let them in. Inside Arya's apartment, Alex is gagged in the freakiest way and tied up while held at gunpoint. The blondes begin interrogating Alex on where the paintings are, but Alex doesn't know. Tavia wonders if the paintings are still inside Mr. Evers' apartment, since cops may not have been able to tell if they were stolen art. While Alex leads them through the vents and into the apartment, Arya grabs the cleaver and hides. Tavia is excited to see the paintings, but her mood sours when they're no longer there. She takes her anger out on Alex and asks where Arya is. Looking around the place, she sees a broken cabinet, exposing a CCTV. Tavia orders Claude to find Arya, while she plays Russian roulette with Alex. As Claude is busy yapping to himself while searching for Arya, she swings the cleaver on his hand. Arya locks herself in a room, but Claude takes the cleaver out of his hand and goes, "Here's Johnny," at the door. While Claude chases after her, Alex manages to swipe the Glock from Tavia and shoot her. Claude interrogates Arya for the paintings, but Alex holds him at gunpoint. Realizing Tavia is dead, Claude offers to give Alex a cut of the money from the paintings if he helps get the information out of Arya. Alex asks for the car keys, then fires at Claude when he takes it out. The torch falls from Claude's grasp, setting the room on fire. Alex goes to Arya's aid and asks where the paintings are, but she's focused on getting to safety. Alex's attitude changes and gets aggressive towards her, putting her in a chokehold. He demands her for the art and money, and Arya reveals it's inside the chute. Alex opens the chute, but Arya takes the opportunity to push him into it. Arya takes the paintings out of the compartment and gets into the elevator. She makes her way out of the building while water falls into the chute. Despite Alex's cry for help, he drowns in the rising water with the money he was too greedy for. When Poke arrives at the scene, he discovers Alex's body and stolen money when they open the laundry chute. On the other hand, Arya begins her new life as an art curator at the museum. What did y'all think of this one? All the characters were too greedy for their own good. Arya only had a good head on her shoulders, knowing when to mind her own business.
Subscribe to watch more videos like this. Turn on notifications. And leave a like, it really helps the channel out. Thank you for watching.